you have this scene when both action make avoid the action of the other, and I think it's something we try to create a combat system to have this kind of choreography, and it's something we put in the first trailer of Absolver, I think. We wanted to create combat systems that create choreography. Yes.
This week on Action Talks, I'm excited to introduce Jordan and Kevin. Both of them work at Sloclap, which is a Paris-based game studio, which is responsible for games like Absolver and Sifu. Jordan is also a Kung Fu practitioner, or a Pak Mei practitioner. And Jordan, you're the creative director and lead game designer on Sifu, and Kevin is the animation director. So thank you both so much for being on Action Talks. I'm excited to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was all of the information there correct? Feel free to correct me if you need to.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's correct, except that I recently quit Kung Fu practicing since mostly since COVID, and I never had the time to get back on Kung Fu practice. Except that it's totally correct.
What was the style that you practiced, Jordan?
Pak Mei from Foshan. I think there is a different style of Pak Mei, and so yes, this one is specific from Foshan, and I was practicing in Paris in the school of Sifu Benjamin Colucci, who worked also on the video game Sifu.
I practiced myself when I was younger, mainly weaponized martial arts. I practiced Bozendo. It's like a Chinese eskrima with a staff. After that, I practiced Kenjutsu. After that, Aidong Gumdo. It's like the Korean version of the Kenjutsu.
What is the martial art culture like in France? What is it geared toward? Is it geared more towards self-defense? Is it geared more towards just discipline? And why did you both enter martial arts?
Because of the spiritual things side of the martial arts. I wasn't so interested in protecting myself or use violence or such like that. But I like to, I don't know. It's like meditation, but in a different way. At least I thought it was. And so I began like that. And after that, I fell in love with the choreography side of it and the use of weapon as to emphasize the movement also. So I like that a lot.
For me, it started with movies, martial art movies. I remember when I was young, seeing Bruce Lee's movies on TV, on French TV. When I was at my grandmother's place, it was fascinating to see these movies, and it continues with mainly Jackie Chan filmography. The first experience of martial art was with these movies, then video games. I think about Tekken first. It was a very important game for me. First 3D fighting games with real martial arts in it, something really credible.
When you look at a game like Tekken, because there were other martial art games that had martial art styles in them. Street Fighter 2 has karate. Virtua Fighter had even some kind of Jeet Kune Do with Jackie Bryant. But what I find is that people always talk about Tekken when it comes to being inspired by the martial arts. Was there a particular character or a particular game or even moment in Tekken that inspired you?
I think it was just the fact that it looks like credible. So in Street Fighter, when you have fireballs and stuff like that, it's not the same direction, the same creative direction. In Tekken, it was the first time I was looking at a real movement. Yes, in Virtua Fighter, there is also, we can think also about Virtua Fighter, but at that time, I don't really understand why it was more attracts toward Tekken. I think it was just a better game for me compared to other fighting games. It was for me the real aspect, the credible aspect of the fight.
How about you, Kevin? Were you drawn to Tekken or weapons-based games like Soul Calibur as well?
No, I played actually a lot on Tekken. When I was young, I didn't have a lot of money or things like that. So it's one day someone offered me Tekken and share me like PlayStation 1, I think. And so yeah, I played it a lot because it was the only game I had at the moment. I can't remember that I like the most is all the different kind of character and the characterization about all of characters. I liked more personality than martial art at this moment. With the time, I learned to love the movement itself and the martial art.
There is one character on Tekken, but the second one, the Tekken 2.
Yes, I was talking about Tekken 2, sorry.
You were talking about Tekken 2.
Yeah, sorry.
On my side, I was talking about the first one, but the Jackie Chan character. And at that time, I was watching police story movies, etc. And to recognize all the moves you can see in the movies and the fluidity of movement they managed to achieve in the game, it was really, really impressive.
It really seemed like the team that made Tekken had a love for those characters and those styles, and they wanted to showcase them in a very kind of a cinematic style. But even the gameplay system, as I think about it, the left hand, the right hand had their own buttons, the left foot, the right foot. It felt like you were doing the martial arts as a player, right? Whereas Virtua Fighter had block, attack, block, punch, and kick. So when you push punch, 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 you don't know what punches are going to come. But in Tekken, when you push left, right, punches, it felt like you were doing it. And then to see a kind of exotic martial arts style like capoeira, for example.
Yeah, you were more in control of what you were doing. You were maybe more connected with your character. Yeah.
Talk about what drew you to animation, Kevin. Did you animate as a kid? You know, what was it that brought you here?
Oh, that's a big question. Animation came very late for me. As a kid, I think I always loved movement because I always played with little figures, and I remember to do fight scene with my action figures, and remember to redo a lot of movement until I thought it was perfect. So yeah, actually I had an eye for movement, I guess, but I kinda lost it or forget it. I study in the technical side with a lot of mathematics, a lot of programming. I wasn't happy at this time and decided to do more artistic things, but don't know exactly what. I guess it's when I practice 3D animation or actually 2D animation for the first time and kind of like it and remember all that knowledge and things. It unveiled in me the passion, I guess. yeah, I actually learn animation a little bit in school, and actually the place where I really learn animation it's at Sloclap, because I came at Sloclap just after my studies, and as you may know, Absolver has a lot of movement, and it was the best way to learn animation for me.
Were you inspired by any particular animation style or genre?
Yeah, it's like a passion for me. So I'm interested in a lot of animation, like 2D animation. Actually, yesterday I just saw the last Miyazaki film. I love 3D animation a lot. I watch a lot of my siblings' animator works. We share a lot minds and advices, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm pretty aware of animation community.
Was there any French animation? We have we have Tintin, the 3D film that Spielberg did, but there are also the Tintin animated films too that I think people forget about, and those are very beautiful animations and from France. Were you inspired by any French animation?
I guess so. You know, when you are like me, you watch a lot of things every day, and it's mainly pretty difficult not to compare yourself with the others, and you try to just watch and learn and incorporate the art and try to do artistic things a bit. I don't remember all of my references, but obviously, French animation is part of me.
Jordan, did you animate as well? Because you are the creative director on Sifu. What about your experience in animation?
Experience in animation, professionally, zero. I have no experience in animation, but when I was in school, I used to animate with my father's camera. I used to do stop motion. I was animating Saint Seiya action figures and reproducing fighting choreography and trying to create new ones. Most of the time, the 2-3 first seconds were correct, and then it was really a mess because it took too much time for me, and I think I was not so patient at that time. I passed all the afternoon to do this, and when it was 6 o'clock, I was like, okay, I have to finish quickly. So I think it's yes, my main experience as an animator. I tried the time to look for animation schools for after school, but it was very difficult. I don't know. I didn't find at the time, or maybe my parents didn't want me to find that school. They preferred me to do scientific studies. So then I totally quit the animation and focus on my studies.
What sciences did you study?
Engineering degree. I specialize in building construction. I don't know what to sorry. I don't know what to say.
Right. It's like civil engineering over here.
Yes. Yeah, civil engineering. So I did that. I had my diploma, and then I was like, okay, what I really want to do. At that moment, I didn't know, and yeah, several years after, I realized I wanted to make video games, but as game designer, not animator.
So, what was the game development culture in France at that time? Were there other game studios there?
At that time, it was 2005. I think there were. It was the very beginning of video game schools. and hesitated between going back to school or trying to find an internship in video game studio. And I chose the second option, and I found at the time a small independent studio, but it was a difficult time for independent studio. There were not Unreal Engine or Unity. You had to make your own engine. The contract with the editors were quite difficult. It was before editors like Devolver, for instance, and that was it was this kind of in France. It was mostly you worked on Ubisoft, or it was on small studio. I went.
So you guys came together and made Sloclap. How did this studio start?
So Sloclap, I found Sloclap with 3 other co-founders. I met at Ubisoft. So Pierre, Aurélien, and Olivier. We were talking about making a studio together when we were at Ubisoft, because it's I worked at Ubisoft from 2008 to 2015. I wanted to see other things and do having more freedom, creativity, more creativity. Yes. So yes, we found in the studio. We were maybe 10 at the very beginning. To make the first prototype of Absolver. And Kevin, you arrived 1 year later.
Yeah, something like that. In April 2016.
I don't know what to say about the making of the studio at the very beginning. It was maybe a very intense period. It's very exciting, but also quite difficult. It's really difficult to make a game, and when you are very few people, it's even harder. The progress of our prototype were very small, but we tried our best, and finally we managed to sign with Devolver for Absolver, and then it was easier to make the game, but a very ambitious project for a new company.
When you were at Ubisoft, was there something where you all wanted to do something different, and what was that thing?
The will to make something different and to make a company mainly comes from Pierre, and at the time he really wanted to make a game with hand-to-hand combat, something special. I don't know exactly. I was not in his head, but I always loved martial art and the fantasy of combat in video games.
Did your experience in martial arts sort of push that vision forward?
For Absolver, at that time, I was not practicing martial arts for Absolver, but Pierre did. He was practicing ninjitsu, if I remember well. We did an internship with his master at the time. I also watched a lot of movies to have the maximum of inspiration for this game.
Can you name some of those movies?
I named some of these movies. At that time, I think it was more like the Prodigal Son, the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. But yeah.
So when you were watching these movies, are you thinking about how to because Hong Kong action films, they're very different than like a fighting game, right? They're very different than Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage and these, traditional combat systems, that's like an American fight scene. That's where a guy punches and maybe a guy blocks and then he punches back. With Hong Kong action, it's almost cooperative sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? It almost looks like they're working together. And so when you're watching, you're watching this with Jackie Chan, you're watching these, like Prodigal Son, perfect example. Are you trying to piece together how that could be a combat engine?
Yeah, I think so. So the perfect example is when you're trying to do a sweep, and the other one is performing a high jumping kick, and you have this scene when both action make avoid the action of the other, and I think it's something we try to create a combat system to have this kind of choreography, and it's something we put in the first trailer of Absolver, I think. We wanted to create combat systems that create choreography. Yes.
Kevin, you came on as an animator for Absolver?
Yes.
What were you doing martial arts at the time, and did you bring any of that experience to the animation?
Okay, so actually I came in Sloclap because of I practiced martial arts and mainly the staff, because we wanted at this time, they wanted at this time to do weapons and to bring staff in the game. So yeah, this helped me to move in the boat. Unfortunately, we didn't do the stuff in Absolver. So I can't, for Absolver, put my kind of knowledge or passion about stuff in the game. But we put stuff in Sifu.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Sifu.
So yeah, it's like a revenge for me. But yeah, as I said, I was pretty young as animator at the time. So my main goal was to learn the best way I can to reproduce movement and bring beautiful movement and choreography behind the vision of Jordan and Pierre.
Was there another combat system at the time that inspired the Absolver combat system, or were you guys trying something that was totally new?
I think the main inspiration was Godhand for the customizable combo. I really love Godhand.
That was a sleeper hit over here too. People love that game.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty difficult, but it's really enjoyable to when you start understanding how to play it. And yeah, there are so the customizable combo from Godhand, but also the avoid system, the avoiding system of one of the fighting style of Absolver. I think that's the main inspiration in terms of fighting game. Then the other inspiration for the combat system, I think it's Dark Souls. We had at that time for this game we had a stamina gauge and stuff like that. You can equip. We try to make a game where you can really create your fighting character. If you want someone very strong who can absorb a lot of damage, but have slow movement, etc. You can really create. You can customize a lot of things in Absolver to create your the fighting character you want to play.
So what kind of challenges does that present when you have the ability to make combos. How do you make sure that when you make those combos and put them together that they look good, that they play well? And was this difficult?
There were a lot of challenges, but we were young and totally I don't know, not conscious of all these challenges, I think. For the part, to be sure that it looks good, what we've done is a quadrant system, what we call the quadrant system. So depending where the enemy is around you, you have different move. And so when you create your combo, there is some. It will be difficult for me to finish this sentence in English.
Is it, if I can understand it, so depending on where the enemy is and what enemy is nearby you, that determines which combo is used? Is that
which attack is used, and the attack can put you in another orientation toward your enemy. So the next attack will be defined by this new orientation, and that's how all the fluidity of the movement of the combo comes from. It was very important for us. It took a lot of time to put this together, but then we used this same system for Sifu, but in Absolver it was to have something fluid visually, but it was also the base of the what we call the combat deck, the combat combo customization. And in Sifu, it's just to have something nice visually. It doesn't impact gameplay as much as in Absolver.
I was going to ask if you had any inspiration from Shenmue, or there's a really horrible game here that everyone loved called Fighter Maker, where you can make a fighting game.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably for the better. So you were also very ambitious because you made a P2P game as your first game. Why did you do that? What drove that decision?
At the time, I love PvP games. As a game designer, I love PvP games. I like the fact that I create a toy and give it to players, and they just have fun with it. I was thinking that I was a good game designer for PvP game, and making a solo game, I was afraid of making a game, just a solo game. So something where we have to design a lot of different enemies and have a story and etc. etc. And yeah, I was afraid about that. It was why we make a PvP game. And of course, Pierre also wanted to have a social experience with Absolver. He wanted the game to be social, to have encounters with other players, and that stories can be created by the players depending on the choice they made. Like, do I want to fight this guy? Do I want to do cooperation with him? Do I want to do some sparring so I can learn new moves from him, etc., etc.
So you both came from engineering and math backgrounds, and you're going into game development. Did you find that those skills were useful when making a game like Absolver?
For me, yes, because technical video games, it's a lot of technical things. So yeah, it helped me a lot to just communicate with a programmer or something like that, and even to think more like animation system and stuff like that. So yes, for me, yes, it was very helpful.
Were there ways that, not just as an animator, but understanding combat, did that also help in talking with programmers and building on systems, building NPCs?
Not really. he helped me a lot to discuss with Jordan, for sure. At the time of Absolver, for instance, my only focus was to just animate, and only animate, and talk about systems, fighting systems, design, etc. was Jordan part.
After you release Absolver, what's the most important lesson that you learned from making this game?
It was not on the question you sent to me.
Sorry, I'm throwing you a curveball. There are a few of those in here.
What we learned from Absolver, that we have to have a better scope. That's why on Sifu we moved to a solo game, single player game. In Absolver, you cannot interact with your environment. And we were like, okay, for Sifu, we need to interact with the environment. We need to be able to get something, throw it to your opponent. You have to be able to vault above a table, stuff like that. And we also wanted to improve on the narration, the cinematics, the cutscenes. Yeah.
I wanted to ask, you're talking about how in Absolver you couldn't interact with the environment. You wanted that for Sifu. Did that influence the level design in Sifu?
Yes, totally. It was important for us to have what we call the level design ingredients to give to the level designers, so they can so the levels can really impact the gameplay, the fight. We try to do our best. We try to have as much as ingredients we can give them. Maybe it was not enough for them. They always want more ingredients, more stuff to add in their levels. But I think that we had to be able to have a unique fighting scene in the game. I hope so.
What inspired the revenge storyline for Sifu?
Well, it was easy. We wanted a game where you have to punch a lot of people. So we started with a revenge story. I think it was the best kind of story. The main inspiration was Kill Bill, but there is also Blade of the Immortal, which it's a manga I really love, and it was the last manga I read. I continued to buy at the time. It's a revenge story. There is a main character with Immortal. There are a group of people who want to destroy all the dojos. There are a lot of similarities with Sifu, but it's still two different stories.
What inspired your main character in the game?
In terms of personality, we wanted the player to project him or herself in the character. So you can have a male character or female character, and we wanted to have. So yes, he's seeking for vengeance, but also in the same time in the game, depending the action of the player, you can be on the wood path. So you can spare your opponents. So we need to have a balance between these two aspects of the character in terms of martial arts. The inspiration was the Pak Mei, from Godhand and from Benjamin Colucci. We've worked with Benjamin, as you know. We did a video about this collaboration. We worked together to create the movement, the animation, the fighting style of this character.
Were you taking martial arts with him at that time?
At that time, yes. At that time, I was learning Pak Mei in his school. So the movement I liked from Pak Mei is the one that I was thinking, okay, in a video game on screen, it could be cool to have this kind of movement. And yeah, it's work we've done with also with Kevin and with Theo, the combat designer of Sifu, who worked with me on the combat design of the game.
A lot of stunt performers get into martial arts because of movies. And when we're taking the martial arts, sometimes we're not really thinking of the self-defense. We're sort of thinking of what it looks like, right? We're thinking of how this could make a cool move in a fight scene. When you were taking Pak Mei, were you thinking of how you could translate whatever you were learning into a combat system? And what was it like as a game designer doing a martial art?
You mean the fact that I was learning this martial art and I had to put it in a video game? For that, for Sifu, the main thing was transpose some action scene, some action scenes I've seen in movies to transpose a certain type of feeling of this scene. I will be more specific with an example. The main picture I gave to the team to say this is Sifu is the moment in the raid. Rama is in the corridor and there is a bunch of guys at the end of the corridor with the camera just behind him, looking in this direction. And it was the main envy, the main feeling I wanted to convey to the player in really close to the fighting scene. So to be in the corridor is a perfect example of what normally when you are making a fighting game, you don't want to have a corridor, you don't want to have collisions everywhere. So it was very important to have this screen and say, this is what we will do. So to be really close to the fight and to have fight that is credible, something you can believe in it. So it's not Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You know, in this fight, you have a martial art that looks like efficient. The raid was a perfect example for me of these three pillars that we wanted to put in the game. So to go back to the Pak Mei and the fact that I learned Pak Mei, yes, at Benjamin School, it's authentic Pak Mei, it's authentic Kung Fu. So it's not to be good looking. It's really to be efficient. So it was to learn this aspect of Kung Fu. But at the end, we also wanted to have something, of course, nice to watch on the screen. And Kevin did a lot of work to make the Pak Mei nice to watch with a good rhythm, good timing, etc.
Was there a philosophy in your school about efficiency in Pak Mei, and does that have some kind of historical root in China, for example?
I'm not sure I'm able to answer this. The things I know, it's so Benjamin learned this Pak Mei from his master Lao Wei-san in Foshan, and Lao Wei-san learned it from his father, and I don't know the rest. But
maybe I'll talk to him. Maybe I'll talk to him.
Maybe you had to talk to him. But what I understand is that it's a form of Kung Fu that is authentic, which has not been modified by I don't know a cultural revolution in China. Yeah, that's all I can say about it.
Kevin, talk about what it took to get the animation and the combat system stood up, right? What are the elements that you need to get the combat system going?
I'm not sure I know all the answer even now. Obviously, the main challenge in Sifu animation was the Pak Mei martial arts, because as Jordan said, we wanted more authenticity, more credibility than Absolver, and we wanted something believable. And we asked Benjamin, but as you may know, the Pak Mei is really, really, really fast, and it's one of the main characteristics. Is ferocious, fast, and powerful. So the authentic about that, inject that explosiveness and ferocity into the gameplay, and in the meantime be readable and fun for the player, was a real challenge for the animation. It's a lot of iteration, a lot of test, a lot of research. Actually, I didn't practice Pak Mei myself, but I talked a lot with Jordan, who practiced it, trying to observe by my eyes, by myself, try to not to learn, but really trying to keep the essence of the movement, and trying to reproduce it in a different way, because we need to change some kind of posture, some kind of silhouettes, but with a lot of care, because we wanted to remain very authentic and respectful of the Pak Mei from Benjamin. So yeah, it's a lot of research. I think I trying to reproduce Benjamin's movement of one of his videos online on YouTube, just to exercise myself, trying to be accurate and also appealing for us, for the eyes. From that, I just repeat the process again and again to find like some kind of unconscious way to do it. Even now, I said it's kind of difficult to me to just do a list of what was the real clue things to make it for Sifu, but it's a work I want to do.
So for you, Kevin, when you're building the system, do you do just a pose to pose animation to start with? How do you like to begin the process?
So it's depends on a lot of things. The pose to pose, it's one kind of workflow, an animation workflow. It's not my favorite because it's not so organic. I like the stretch ahead workflow. It's like you do a pose and you let your instinct give the flow. Actually, I like to just observe a lot the references, the video of Benjamin, and remind me the discussion of the movement in particular. Trying to put all of this knowledge into the animation with key poses. But really fast, I decide to just be confident enough to try things, and time to time just recall the reference, and trying to not be too far from the real movement.
You have a lot of other enemies in the game. There are some Muay Thai enemies, and obviously you have a lot of staff work. There are bosses that have staffs, like the Flaming Staff boss. Were you drawing on your own martial art background, and were you drawing inspiration from other martial art styles for these other characters?
Actually, I used firstly, it's about discussion with Jordan, obviously, all the time. I used a lot the backstory of the characters. Knowing where they come from, something like that, and choose a particular martial art that fit with this kind of this information. because we wanted to do like a tribute of martial arts with all the characters. We decide one main martial art for each character, especially bosses. I did with Benjamin. It's a lot of researches, a lot of video researches like in YouTube, also Wikipedia, etc., etc. A lot of references and trying to learn to understand the philosophy, trying to understand what kind of martial art it was. So yeah, it's I use my observation skills and old practice to do that.
I was going to ask if your own martial arts experience helped you with this instinct, where you have this character and you this pose, for example, and you let it sort of. You talked about that briefly. How did your martial art experience help with that?
Like I said, it's very instinctive, so it's very hard to convey, to explain the things. But I guess obviously it helped me a lot, especially for observation. When I trying to reproduce the movement myself, of course, I did not so great on my body, but I could do it better in with my tools, with my mean of expression, like the animation. So yeah, I think it's helped me a lot, but in which way, I don't know. I don't really know.
Kevin, when you look at fighting games, Tekken, Virtua Fighter, how do you look at movement in character animations? Is there something that you're looking for? Is there something that you're inspired by? Did that find its way into Sifu?
Now I could say when I watch or play a combat game, it's not like I like to compare the animation, but I found it interesting to see how others animators are doing like the same martial arts we did in Sifu, like the Baiji one. It's very interesting because I remember the question and how to express the better the martial arts in the game, and I find interesting how to see the choices of other animators. And yeah, like I said, the animation community is very kind. And sometimes I love to contact directly the animators and exchange and just talk about animation. So yeah, it's like a passion even before the combat itself.
When you look at a Japanese game, for example, like Tekken, Virtua Fighter, versus an American game like Mortal Kombat, and then you have a French game like Sifu, is there some kind of different philosophy in movement that you see between these different regions?
For me, but maybe Jordan have another opinion, but for me, Japanese and Chinese are more authentic. I don't want to say respectful, but it's kind of a thing. I found American more stiff. The adaptation is more free, and I find it sometime. I don't I don't know how to finish this sentence. Also, yeah, I will just finish with I'm not so knowledgeable about combat game, so yeah, I don't have a real strong opinion about that. But like I feel now, I like I like a lot Eastern production.
There are no firearms in Sifu. There are no guns, even though the setting is modern. What drove that decision?
We wanted to focus on the hand-to-hand combat, on martial arts. That's why we made this decision. Even today, I'm not sure if in the world of Sifu there is firearms or if it's a parallel world with no guns. I don't know. But no, in the game there is no firearms. The mix between martial art and firearms is really, really cool. In John Wick, for instance, and it could be really nice to make a game like Sifu with firearms. But for this one, we were like, okay, focus on hand to hand.
Do you think revenge is safer in that world without firearms?
I don't say it's safer with firearms.
Not safer. What would you say? I mean, is revenge even an option with firearms?
Didn't ask myself this question. It was ready for Sifu. It was just okay. We don't have firearms, and that's all. Yeah. Sorry.
It's a very simple answer. I appreciate that. The cinematic style of Sifu, I think, is one of its strongest. It's one of my favorite parts of it. The lighting and the camera. You don't just have one camera mode. You have sort of a top 3/4. Then you have the that raid shot down the hallway, and then you go profile, which I thought was inspired by Oldboy. And then there are scenes like in the final boss where it's just over the shoulder the whole time, right? And it's almost like you're not even thinking about the environment. What was the inspiration for the cinematic style of this game?
So, as I said earlier, the main feel we wanted to give to the player is to be in the fight. The most the closer we will be able to put the player was the best. And so we started with this philosophy, having a camera very close to the fight, and then the gameplay asked us to, when there is a lot of characters around the player, to have a dynamic camera, to have some point of view with a better view of what was happening around him. I think it was the main yes, it's the main thing. But then there are all the takedowns, the finishers of the game that give an extra cinematic feel on the game. And as you said, all the references like the Oldboy corridor, which were a good way to have a variety in terms of level design, in terms of pacing. Because in a game like Sifu, like a Street of Rage, things like that, you can feel you can have a feeling of repetitivity, and it's good to think about how to break this repetitivity, and sometimes it's just with another point of view.
It's a really interesting aspect of level design, isn't it? Just not just the location, but what it looks like and how it can be its own character. The like the elevator scene kind of felt like that Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
You know, you could tell, you could kind of tell that game developers back then too were trying to figure out a way. You know, we've got 5 moves in this game, so how do we make these 5 moves interesting? Okay, we'll put it in an elevator. No, we'll put it on an airplane or whatever.
Yeah, it's I love in these games the elevator scene. Streets of Rage. I worked on a game, Ubisoft game called Red Steel 2, the second one. And so you have a katana and a gun, first-person game, and it was basically slashing enemies and shooting. And there is a elevator scene. You need to have an elevator scene in this kind of games. And in Red Sea 2, we had also a train scene. In video games, it's quite common also, but in
we have one. We did one in God of War Ragnarok also.
And maybe in Sifu, we should have a metro, a subway scene. It should have been really cool, really nice. But it's too late.
Too late.
We finished the post-launch of Sifu. We don't work on Sifu anymore.
Were there any movies that you were watching while you were doing this game that inspired these aesthetics?
So I talked about the Red, obviously also John Wick.
In particular, I mean the visuals, and the lighting and the camera.
Yeah. So the first hideout with the squats and the green tone, the dog lab, etc. It's quite inspired by the Red. The second one in the club, visually, there are also inspiration from John Wick. And movies inspiration for each level. The fourth one, the one in the tower. For me, I had in mind I think it's SPL fighting scene in a tower, a very nice scene. I don't know if the first one or the second movie, and it was very impressive. So for me, it's this, but for all the visual part of Sifu, the person who can talk about the inspiration, etc., it's Paul-Émile Boucher, our director. And I'm sure he will not say the same inspiration as me.
Sometimes martial art movies don't look very good.
Yeah.
but in so that's why when you combine the two together like this, like one of my favorites is the scene in the rain in Sifu. And it's very dynamic looking, and it's the same combat system, right? You're using the same moves, but now it just feels like a different martial art almost when you do that. So kudos to him. You did a great job. Was the combat system limited in some way that you wish you could take to the next level?
I don't know. I think we can do. Of course, we can do other things with a sequel or game like Sifu in another world. But I didn't feel while making Sifu, when I play Sifu, I don't think I did not feel limitation. I have the feeling that I put all the mechanics I wanted to put. There are a lot of different ways to defend yourself in Sifu, and also a lot of ways to attack also. And I don't know. I think it's what I wanted to do, and no, I'm not frustrated or whatever about the combat system of the game.
Kevin, when going from a game like Absolver to Sifu, at least it seems as though Absolver has a lot more animations. Is that true?
Good question. I don't think so. It's kind of same. It feel more on Absolver because actually we were not so many animators at the time. We were like 2 main animators, and for Sifu we were at maximum 12. So it's kind of different in the power of production, but I think with a lot of archetypes, a lot of enemies, a lot of also with the cutscenes and so on. So if I take all the animation of all the projects, it's maybe Sifu. It's even more animation like Absolver.
How do you know when to stop adding animations into the combat system? Because you could add variety all day up to a certain point. Because in Absolver, you have all these combo creation systems, right? It seems like the options are limitless. How do you know when to stop in a game like Sifu?
You never know when to stop. With animation, it's even you never know when to stop polishing an animation. You know, it's kind of infinite job. With Sifu, even with Absolver, it's like a lot of different combination. Obviously, the main focus was to fill all the gap to the system be ready to use, and the second focus is to add variety, not in order to not feel repetitive. And this can be like infinite, because if you just wanted to add a second attack for each movement, it's like you making the game 2 times. So you have to choose where to put the effort, and that's for me the not the secrets, but the advice I can give. It's if you know what kind of experience you want to give to the player, you know where to put efforts. And obviously the fight in Sifu was really important, so we put a lot of effort in the combat, and maybe less in like secondary animation, like I don't remember the name of the animation, but when you the detection, the enemy detection animation, and just locomotion, for instance, and you decide to finish when you run out of time, I guess.
Just like Tekken 3 introduced capoeira to a lot of gamers, do you think that your game has generated interest in Pak Mei in the gaming community?
I hope Sifu bring interest in this martial art even more than, I don't know, Kill Bill did, for instance, because we didn't see a lot of Pak Mei in Kill Bill.
He's just a character with white eyebrows. Yeah.
Yeah, but
does he even do Pak Mei in that movie?
No. It was a joke, but yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Some others, game developers, or maybe film producers or directors will give interest in Pak Mei.
Jordan?
Yeah. I was like, yes. No, I hope so also. It's very, martial art I really love to practice. And it's something, it's a martial art that touched me really. I have no other comparison because I learned only this one, but it was something really, I don't know. We wanted to show this martial art in an authentic way, and I hope players and yes, maybe other developers or filmmakers will feel that and use this martial art in their production. It could be awesome.
It's not really a popular martial art. I remember in the Bay Area where I used to live in California, there were a few schools, and the one of the schools that taught it, it was a very it was very street focused. You know, don't play nice. Grab the guy's hair, kick him in the nuts, and call it a day.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's value in that kind of philosophy today? And is there something that the audience should take from that?
From what you've just said?
Well, I've just given you my interpretation of Pak Mei. Perhaps, maybe you can give me yours.
No, but it's true. It's true. It's the most important is to be the one standing up at the end and to save your life. It was. I think it was the philosophy of any martial art at the beginning. Is it something we wanted to convey in the game? I'm not sure. We wanted to show something efficient, so we looked on martial art like Pak Mei.
I'll give you an example. So in America, depending on which state you're in, if you get in a fight with somebody, he might have a gun, and that changes how you approach a fight. In France, do you have this problem? And is this part of the philosophy of Pak Mei somehow in France?
Yeah, in France, that's a maybe the guy could have a gun, maybe less chances than in America, of course. Or he can have a knife, and it's even with a knife, it's I think it changed everything. I'm really not. I practiced Pak Mei for maybe 5 years or something like that, and I'm not a good practitioner of Pak Mei, and I was never involved in a fight, so I'm not feeling. I don't think I'm the right person to talk about this kind of situations.
I actually just ask you as an average, person in France, where if you are in a situation that's dangerous, you as the average person in France, what are you anticipating in this situation? Because it's probably very different than what I would anticipate here in Las Vegas, for example, right? Because for me, I think it's very possible that whoever is being dangerous has a gun. It's very possible, right? And so just as the average citizen in France, what do you think about in dangerous situations?
I think the knife. Think about that. I think about before learning Pak Mei, before practicing Pak Mei, I was very scared about any kind of violence because it was totally it was the unknown, something I don't understand, I don't know, etc. So it was, yeah, I was very scared about that. What I feel when you practice martial art and you start sparring, or you have someone who try really to punch you and you have to defend. There is something that now it's, you think, okay, there is less unknown part of this kind of situation. I know a little bit more about the situation, but there is still in my mind the fact that, okay, I know maybe a little bit, maybe I'm more confident, I'm not totally scared, but in front of me, the guy could have okay, a weapon, okay, but also in his mind is not the mind of it's not the same as my mind, and people can be really, really crazy every part of the world. I think that's what comes into my mind when if I am in this kind of situation. I don't know if it makes sense.
It makes sense. I'd love to hear Kevin's perspective too.
Oh, me. I'm very kind of emotional person. So it's I will for sure lose all of my means in every dangerous situation, because even in not dangerous situation, I'm not that confident. So yeah, unfortunately I'm trying to protect myself a lot, trying to tell myself that everything is beautiful, everything is fine, and trying to use my art and my passion to help other people to escape the reality. Yeah, even if I am aware of what it's happened in the world, I'm trying to stay away of details and social storm or bad contents, something like that. Yeah, I'm a weak person.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe there's also weakness in wanting to see terrible things in the world. I think that there's weakness there. So I'm trying to give you credit, because I think what martial arts teaches people sometimes is that violence is actually very serious, right? And that doesn't make you weak, that makes you realistic. I don't know if you have any further thoughts on that, because you trained in weapons. You understand what a stick can do to a man.
Yeah, even though I never thought about use this on anyone. like I said, it was really just about the choreography, the movements, and the philosophical side of things, not about mean of defense or violence.
Let's talk briefly about the aging system in Sifu. What inspired the aging system?
It was mainly a way to show to the players the time needed to learn something like Kung Fu. That it's not something you can learn like, that's all. Like in downloading something, or I don't know.
So like in the Matrix where he says,
Yeah,
I know Kung Fu,
exactly.
you can't do that? Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it was a way to show, yes, the time of practicing needed, the experience of the character, etc.
Did you motion capture in Absolver, and did you use the same process for Sifu?
For Absolver, we didn't use motion capture. We did all by hand. And for Sifu, we decided to continue to use our knowledge and force in the hand animation. I think it gives a specific style and identity to the animation in Sloclap, at Sloclap. So we did several things in motion capture for Sifu, especially the takedowns, the finish move, because we wanted to do a lot for variety, and we wanted also to remain as authentic as possible. And because of it's really difficult to create a choreography, a combat choreography like that, it was natural to ask Benjamin to help us for these finishes. So yeah, he helped us a lot to create choreography, and we did motion capture with him. So yeah, we did like 50 takedowns, something like that. But that's all. All the gameplay animation are unkey, and even though takedowns was motion capture, it is a lot of work to not only to clean, but to fill the gap between the feel of motion capture and the feel of the end key animation of the combat. And I wanted to avoid any kind of differences between them. So yeah, a lot of work to make them integrate properly in the game.
Yeah, I was going to ask how you made the takedowns feel like the gameplay, because they look pretty much they feel the same. I think you accomplished your goal there.
Yeah, you had to not be attached of the data, not be afraid to manipulate the data, and often destroy some kind of data. It's like when you are confident enough, like I was, because we did the takedown at the end of the production. So I had like 2 years, maybe more, of main character animation. So I knew what I wanted to have. So I, with helping of my fellow animators, we did the first pass to clean the takedown. I did all of them by myself after that to confirm them. And so I take only the feeling, the pose, the thing I knew it was important, and we did all the rest.
There was a promotional short film that was made when Sifu was released. It was made by an American. Well, there were American performers. Did you have any involvement yourselves in that short promo?
Not really. I try to remember how we did it. I think at the time we were full focus on the game. he sent us the short, and it was pretty good. It was really, really nice, and I think that's all I did. I said, my involvement in the short was just viewing it at the end.
You guys approved?
Yeah. It was really really impressive. How do you feel, Kevin, about?
Because we knew that he did that in a very short period of time, I found it really impressive because it's a lot of work, a lot of coordination with a lot of, I guess, I never did some kind of thing like that. A lot of guys with the lightings, with the set, the camera, and etc. Animation is much more easy in that way because if you just click on a button and you have a camera and it's you didn't need a bunch of guys, but yeah, I think it was impressive.
Cool. I will tell Alvin, because Alvin was the lead in that, and he's one of my favorite performers on planet Earth. I agree. I thought it was fantastic. After Sifu, what are you guys taking away from the experience of making Sifu, and what would you like to do in the future?
We are not able to say what we are doing now, Eric.
Oh, of course. Yeah. What would you like to do theoretically if you were, possibly working on something?
For me, today I try to find and continue to find and explore my personal artistic place. Obviously, at Sloclap, I learned to love even more martial arts and combat choreography. I like it a lot. But today, in my personal time, I love to explore other things, trying to write, trying to do some kind of things like that, or exploring and find my vision. And in order to maybe one day, if I have the opportunity to make something, I want to find what I really want to do in my heart.
I think for me, after Sifu, I'm just happy to have been able to give something quite personal to the martial art community, because my mean of expression is video game. I don't direct martial art movies, and I am not a stunt performer and all of this. But it's something that I grew up with martial art movies, etc. And to be able to give something to this community with my creativity, with my I don't know, with my work, it's really precious for me.
Do you think that artists have a responsibility in some way regarding depicting violence in media?
Yes, yeah, of course, they have a responsibility. For video game, I don't know. I think we give people a way to just let out the bad energy. I think we tried our best to give something positive to the people, to society. And in Sifu there is this revenge part, but also the what we call the voodoo, but I don't know how to tell it in English, where you can spare your enemies and break the cycle of vengeance, cycle of violence. So it was important for us to give some positive aspect, yes, positivity in this story, and to show also this kind of values that are in martial art at the beginning. I cannot talk about other video games, other media, and the way they depict violence.
what are you guys watching these days, and what are you playing for inspiration or for pleasure?
These days, so with Kevin, we are playing. It's a shame, but we are playing Overwatch 2, and we are playing Overwatch since too much time. But it's just to to evacuate the stress, or I don't know. It's more like maybe more like a drug. We Overwatch, but Overwatch aside, I played recently the last Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, which was very impressive, very nice. And before that, it was Hades. It's not very new game, but
What was it called?
Hades. No,
Don't even know.
maybe my pronunciation of Hades in English is not very good.
Or maybe I just don't know video games very well anymore.
It's not a fighting game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I have no idea.
No, this one in video game. And
do you guys watch martial art movies differently now that you've done Sifu?
Yeah, I cannot watch martial art movies anymore.
Why that?
Now it's like I'm working, and no, really, it's even if I stopped working on Sifu maybe 1 year now, 1 year ago, it's still a bit of a trauma. No, you're joking. No, it's true. It's true. It's like I was like, okay, I don't have pleasure anymore to watch martial art movies. It's I was still thinking about work, and we put a lot of effort in Sifu. It was difficult to ship this game, and then we try to just think about something else. Try to to open our mind on other things than fighting and martial arts. I hope I will be able to watch again martial art movies with great pleasure, but not now.
Kevin, are you traumatized, and can you watch martial art movies still?
It's kind of same story. Sorry, but yeah, it was difficult for me to not burn myself during the production, but I still look films with action, choreography, and fight, but I can't help myself to press stop and just analyze and just trying to figure out how they did it and something like that. And after Sifu, I didn't play any video game for a long time, and only now maybe I played like horror games because my girlfriend like horror games. So yeah, I decided to come back and play with her, and so I tried recently Alan Wake, Resident Evil, also Returnal, some games like that.
Jordan, is there anything that does inspire you in pop culture these days? Whether YouTube videos, TV, anything?
YouTube videos, TV. There is an animated series called Scavengers Reign on HBO. No, it's not. HBO Max in the United States. It's really, really nice. You need to watch this series.
What inspires you in Scavengers Reign?
It's pure creativity, I think. Yes, it's a very creative way to depict the strange nature in an alien planet. it's not necessarily for the. I don't know if I've understand well the question. I don't know if you ask for the work of just for me, for my personal.
Yeah, anything that kind of keeps you going creatively, because you say it's kind of hard for you to watch a martial art movie because it feels like you're working, right? But is there anything that you do enjoy watching that you can draw from?
I think my main inspiration for video game is a real life experience. My main inspiration as an artist is that it's when I don't watch a screen, when I go out, when I take vacation, when I look attentively to what is around me. I think it's the best way to get inspiration for next projects.
My last question is, do you have any advice for people who are crazy enough to try and make a martial art video game?
Kevin?
A lot of animators.
Yes, it's true. yeah, a lot of animators. It's true. At the very beginning of Absolver, it was really difficult. It's difficult to find very good animators like Kevin. And if you want to do a fighting game, you need to have a lot of Kevins.
Well, Jordan, Kevin, thank you so much for talking to me. Thanks for being on Action Talks. Congratulations on the game. It's made a huge impression. You did a fantastic job. Can't wait to see what you guys do next. And hopefully we can work with you on something in the future.
Yeah.
Great pleasure. Thank you very much, Eric.
Thank you.
Action Talks is available on YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify. You can check out my studio at superalloyinteractive.com. My website and blog is at ericjacobus.com, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.